Emotion Mastermind. Conquer fear, anger, frustration, and addictions.
Maybe Elon Musk will, but at this point we don't have any machine to go back in time. So we cannot just return, rewind, and change our choices. We have to face it. This is called responsibility. And this is what makes kids going adults. Kids has no responsibility. They make a lot of mistakes, and they have to. We have to. We were a kid before, yeah? But what makes us step into the adult time is that now we have to face the consequence of our choices. So now, if you go back a little bit, if we find a way to have clarity during the process of making our choices, then we're going to reduce the mistake eventually and reduce the negative consequences of our choices. So now, how to keep the clarity of that? Putting the emotion away from the decision-making process. So there is two ways of looking at things. Either you react to something, either you respond to something. It's quite simple, right? There's a third way, which is both together. You can, at the same time, react, have an emotional reaction to something, and still have to respond, because if it's a problem coming to you, you have to find a way, you have to solve it. But anyhow, in the choice number 2 and 3, as long as you have some reaction, you will have some emotional disorder. So now raise your hand if you took any decision in your life out of anger and you were happy with that. See? Not much people, yeah? Now, raise your hand if you took any decision in your life out of anger and then you deeply regret it. Or you would have make another choice if you would have, you know, all of us. And how many times? Maybe 1,000,000 times? So now can you imagine the superpower that you can get if every time when you're about to do this mistake, you can just regulate your mind, control your emotion and say, look, if I react like this, I'm entering into a chain of negative consequences, right? But if I react like this, then I'm going to focus on the response and find a solution to this problem. So I was talking with Tony Robbins, and he considered problem as blessings, because we cannot avoid problem. A lot of people say, oh, I have a lot of problems today, I don't know how to handle. Yeah, it's good, man. That means you're alive. You have to find solutions. It's good. This will push you to grow. Did you ever learn anything in your life, anything, while staying in your comfort zone? Did you ever learn anything in a spa or in a swimming pool? Man, we chill. We don't learn. The only thing that we learn is when we have to respond, because our life is at line, because we have the responsibility of our husband, our wife, our kids, our family, our friends, our mother, our fathers. So this makes us grow. And fear is the element that's going to help us make the right choice. So I don't want to be boring, because this is a lot of like theoretical things, you know. But look at all the military people. They regulate their own fear of battle, their fear of dying, their fear of having to kill someone. Sometimes they have to kill someone on behalf of their country, even if they don't want. But it's a part of their duty as a soldier. So all this decision process making, they do it out of emotions, out of compassion, because compassion can be tricky. But empathy, it's something that we have to work on. What's the difference? Compassion, you will take a part of the pain of the person. Yeah? When empathy, you will just put yourself in the shoes of a person. So you will be able to sit on the other side and look what's happening. So you will be able to see what the other one sees. So it will give you strength. Then when you go back into your position, in terms of business, think about it. Think how strong it makes you. Just because you took the time to put your feet into someone else's shoes. Who's married here? Who has kids? All right. I strongly advise you to do that for your couple relationship. It solves a lot of problems. Since I'm doing that, I'm avoiding a lot of clashes with my wife, because the first reaction that comes to you is like, yeah, you don't understand me. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, nanani. This is only drama. This is reaction. I believe reaction is weakness. The real strength will be to don't say what you want to say at this precise moment. Step back, look at the problem, and have this process of having your soul, not your mind, your soul asking your mind, that means your brain, so your soul is your free will. Your free will asking your brain, find me a solution. You are smart, find me a solution. I have to pay this invoice at this time. What can I do to find the money? The money was here, one example, because I guess financial, it's one of the main concerns for all of human beings. Health, relationship, and wealth. This is the three main things that we focus on because this is what helps us to grow. It's energy. Money is energy. With no money, hard to develop yourself. So it's not about having money, it's about using it to do something. So same thing with relation. Relation is energy. Everything is energy. It's like we are, if you consider us like robots, we need electricity to move on, right? So if you ask your strong mind, because I'm sure all of us here, we're using just a small part of our brain, of our potential. If you start asking yourself, find me a solution, how am I going to do that? You're going to put all the reaction aside and say, okay, look, now I have this option, this option, this option. What is the less destroying option? This one, okay. What is the most profitable, the faster? This one, okay. What do I need to choose this option? I need this. What can I do now? This, this, and that. Yes?
What's the option that will make me feel best?
All right. That's a very interesting question. The word you say, it's feel. What makes you feel best? This is your decision. Your feeling are your decision. It's your mindset. Look, see, we take this microphone. If you look at this, it looks like, well, a kind of a mushroom. There's a ball and a stick, yeah? Now, if I move the microphone like this, most likely people facing me, they'll see a circle, then a bigger circle. They will not even think it's a microphone. If you look on the side, it will change the shape. So always wonder, anything that's happening, it's not happening to you. We tend to feel that everything is personal. You're driving, someone is cutting you off. You say, yeah, you're really pissed at this person because you feel, yeah, you did it on purpose because of me, my time, my energy. Nothing really is happening to you. Everything is happening with you. If you start putting this in your system, then you will see a better management of your feeling. And this is the response without reacting. If you put too much feeling, then the reaction will take over. And I think we can all relate to this. So always think about it. It's not you. I mean, the universe has nothing against you, really. We feel sometimes, yeah? We feel like, why me? Why now? Why today? I am dealing with CEOs. Some of them, they work in a petroleum and gas industry. They live in Dubai, which is very safe. And they have to travel, maybe to Brasilia, Johannesburg, some of the places that is not as safe as Dubai, right? So when things happen to them there, either in terms of deal or either because I have a recent example, in one of this country, one of my clients have been kidnapped. So I also teach them how not to get kidnapped and how to react if you get kidnapped. Sorry? One of my clients, yeah. So when you go through an aggression, either someone try to steal your belongings, your watch, your phone, your bag, whatever, you always feel it's personal. You always feel it's why me, why now, what did I do, why do I deserve it? Man, it has nothing to do with you. I mean, we're all not saying you are the wrong place at the wrong time. It could have been anything, anyone else at anything time. So that's why if you start putting distance with this, then you will have an easier clarity. So breath work can work, really. The first thing that I teach all my clients, all my students, is to start breathing. If you stop breathing, you're done. No more supply oxygen into your brain, no more saturation, no clarity. Any choice from this moment will be bad. If you keep breathing, at least you make sure that your metabolism still can function. So you will improve your chance on fighting away an issue. Yeah? So there is many techniques. The mindset is important. The training is important. I encourage everyone to do meditation. I talked about it yesterday. I know it's a big word. Before I started yoga, I hated yoga. I thought yoga was for women. I thought I have to wear leggings to do yoga. I thought I have nothing to learn about yoga, especially I was training with special forces. It was not my stuff at all. Maybe one of the main thing I've learned is just to listen to myself, listen to my mind. Okay, I give you a very silly example, right? We used to meditate a lot. Now we don't. And today we are in a tech show, a tech exhibition. Remember before smartphone, when you were going to the bathroom to do number 2, sometimes we were staying like, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You had nothing to do, just waiting for a natural, process to happen. This is a form of meditation, because you do nothing. And I'm sure if you recall, it happened to me, you sometimes find decision. You have, some doubt about the situation, so okay, maybe I should do that. Same thing with shower. Took your shower, it's time for you to reflect. The problem now, we are overstimulated. Raise your hand if you're going to the bathroom without your phone. I didn't raise my hand either. It's hard. Why? Because we feel that we have the fear of missing out. Maybe something will happen in the market, so I need to change my trade. Maybe I have an email to attend to. Maybe, no, it's okay. The world can live without you for 5 minutes. Really. You realize that when you get sick, unfortunately. I had a heart attack when I was 31 years old. That's why I switched to yoga. I was an entrepreneur before. I live in Dubai since 20 years. I had 40 stores in Dubai. And I thought I was happy. I was wealthy, really. Business doing great. But I had these elements that I thought this was not my purpose. Every morning I was waking up. Every morning, sometimes I was partying a lot, was also a part of what's happened to me. I was wondering, what is the meaning of life, And when you do anything that helps you reflect and step back, then you start finding answer. For me, it was yoga. I'm sure for some people it can be anything else. If you think about it, let's go back to the military. One of the most tactical engine in the army is the helicopter. Vertalot helicopter, right? Is one of the most vulnerable machine. It's very easy to take down a helicopter. Like any RPG, you can even shoot with a rifle. If you strike some point, like the tank or the engine, it goes down immediately. It's extremely vulnerable. But it's the only vehicle that can come down at the infantry level to support infantry, yes? So be at the heat of the fight, and then go all the way up so they can have a perspective of what's happening. Jets, they pass, they go. They drop the bomb, whatever, and they come back. They can't stop. Helicopter can. Helicopter can turn. So they give strategic information, intel, to all the generals, right? So they can command. So I really advise you to be an helicopter. When you react, you're not an helicopter, you're a tank. You destroy whatever comes your way. Your boss, your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever become a problem because you are in this zone. And especially if you have the personality that, like fire up quite easily, it's very dangerous. So tank, destroy. The job of a tank is to destroy, really. I don't know why I'm speaking so much about army, but it's quite a good example, actually. Helicopter, they support, they give intel. They're dangerous. Helicopters are dangerous. I believe if not, because I'm French, obviously, with my accent. I believe if Napoleon had a helicopter, everyone was speaking French today. See? So he didn't have this. So all this step back allowed you to have clarity. Helicopter give clarity. It give a good idea of the reality of the situation, not the way you wish it is, but the way it really is. And this is what makes people grow, really. See, in yoga, we believe there is roughly 3 phases for human being. Phase number 1 will be the ignorance, maybe from 0 to 20 years old, but this is just to give a scoop. So we don't know, so we want to learn. That's why we excuse a lot of mistakes for kids, because they have no idea what they're doing. Then from 20 to 40, usually is the stage of knowledge. We learn, we go to school, university, we learn also about ourselves, about human relationship. Bon. I just turned 40 3 days ago. technically now, at 40 onwards, hopefully to 100, it's the stage of consciousness. So whatever we've learned during the second phase of our life, then we start understanding it and applying it. So clarity will help you reach this stage maybe earlier and take a wiser decision. Not for you to regret the life that you're living, but to actually enhance any project that you're aiming to. That make sense? Yeah? Are you guys familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, yeah? The book is like he came to Dubai, yeah. So like he wrote a book about how to create passive incomes, basically, right? Exactly, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Poor Dad, Rich Dad. So I mean, he's very wise, you know. He was speaking about risk. I think a lot of you here are taking risk, either as an entrepreneur, either on behalf of your company. Risk is very important. I mean, you cannot grow without risk, yeah? So he was explaining that there is 4 parts in any human, right? There is the emotional intelligence, the spiritual intelligence, the intellectual intelligence, and the relationship intelligence. When you take risk, that means you are mastering the 4 of them. That means you can take a load of work, a lot of responsibility on behalf of a corporation, on behalf of others, on your shoulder, and still deal with it. I was talking yesterday to someone who was involved into like HR, and they were explaining me, so they have the alpha, all the C's who wants the profit, things to move forward, and then they have to deal with, for example, the marketing, who are like creative people. You know, they need time, they need space. So it's always going to be like that. We always have to deal with different type of people. The key, and I will finish with that, is to know yourself. It's to know what's your limits and how you can increase your empathy. I don't know if you're familiar with Chris Voss, the FBI negotiator. I'm sure some of you like met him, yeah? So we were on stage 2 years ago at the Global Citizen. He's really incredible. So remember, his job was on behalf of the FBI to negotiate with terrorists, to convince them to stop whatever they're doing. The only thing he was using to talk to them was empathy. And he has a book, he called Tactical Empathy. So if you start using empathy, not only with others, but with yourself, you will find clarity. That makes sense? What is empathy for yourself? Just listen to yourself. So I really encourage you to do meditation, breath work, any activity that helps you. Stepping back. The day, if you're in a conversation with someone, and if the person is saying something extremely unpleasant, extremely bad, and you are about to react to the person, the day you'll be able to step out of this situation from your mind, look at this situation, go on behalf of the person and imagine maybe the person is going through something. Maybe the person is reacting something absolutely emotional. So it's okay. I will just, give them this space. Then you'll be able to come back, and whatever you plan to say now, you won't say. And you will talk to the person in another way. Okay, I understand. Let's try to make it this way. So you're going to respond. So the common problem that you have now in a company, there's no problem anymore. Now you have an allies. Now you have a friend. And if everyone comes to you and say, well, I understand what you're going through. I find you very brave, really, because I've been through that and I didn't manage half of the way you're managing. Look, now we have to deal with this. Let's put everything aside. Let's focus on that. Try to find a solution. And then we move on. Imagine if someone said that to you. Man, you're going to fight to find a solution because you are understood. And anger starts when you are misunderstood. When you feel like you deserve better, you deserve more, the person isn't. This is all reacting. So remember, every time you're about to hit someone, either physically, either with words, remember you don't need to go there. This is weakness. And I'm sure, I can see in your eyes, I'm sure everyone here is strong. So show to yourself how strong you are, but not reacting, but by responding. Thank you, guys. I guess we're done. If you have any questions, we're good with time, yeah?
Yeah, we can do a few minutes,
If
absolutely.
you have any questions on any situation, I'm happy to help.
Anyone have a question? Raise your hand.
What if you try with a person, towards a person, and they continue attacking you? So you try to grow empathy and to see it from their eyes, meaning that, people are not against you, but they're for themselves. So you try to see what is the use for that person, what does he get from that, or he or she, and you're not able to get it, so you can't conquer that, whatever, violence or whatever. Any advice?
Yeah, like honestly, this is very common. If you can go away from the toxicity around the person, I will really advise to go away, because like some people, it's not just about empathy. It takes too much energy for you to try to deal. If you have to deal with them, that's a different problem, I would say, and we actually, my manager is here, we're actually facing some of situations sometime. It's very hard to try to understand the leitmotif, the reason why someone is doing so much negativity. I have this story in a desert when there's a guy who finds a lamp, right? And then he cleaned the lamp and there is a genius who come out and say, okay, you have 3 wishes, anything you want. Okay, let's make it simple. You have 1 wish, anything you want, right? He's like, wow, amazing. He said, your only, how you call, like payback. I mean, my only condition is like your neighbor who has nothing to do with the situation will have twice what you have. So the guy's like, okay, I don't mind as long as I have it, I'm good, So the genius said, okay, sleep on that. I come back tomorrow morning and to check, right? So the guy all night is like, okay, I'm gonna ask billions, $1 billion. It's like, oh man, my neighbor who didn't ask anything, who doesn't have any opportunity, will have $2 billion. Okay, I don't need money, I need love. I will ask the most beautiful woman in the world. Oh, you're gonna have 2. Okay, I don't need love, I need car. I'll ask the fastest car in the world. You're gonna have 2. And all night is like, I'm gonna ask a castle. You're gonna have 2. Anyway, so in the morning, the guy didn't sleep. He's like this. The genius come back. He said, do you make your choice? He said, yeah, look, I thought about it all night. Poke one of my eye. He would prefer lose something for his neighbor to lose everything.
To answer that,
That's mentality. It's very hard to deal with that. So some people are like that, really.
So happiness or richness is actually the delta between yours and your surrounding.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it on this way.
Economists
Definitely,
define it.
It's very true. Yeah.
Do we have any further questions? We have another question.
It's not like a more question, but maybe you can tell in few sentences, how did you come up with yoga? How did you started it?
Do you want the truth or do you want the...
The truth.
My wife forced me. I'm very serious. I mean, like I did TEDx and I did some podcasts when I'm explaining. I hated yoga. I thought it was not for me. I was in a process of seducing my wife. So she told me, oh, let's do yoga. I told her, oh, no, let's not do yoga. But yeah, I went once. And honestly, it took me roughly 2 years to start understanding what I'm doing. I was like, I was inflexible. I was tired. No, like, I don't know if you guys try. I was intimidated. I was the only man. I was not understanding what I was doing here. So yeah, it's not a very good example. I find in yoga some answers, and that's why I carry on. But I didn't carry on for yoga. I carry on for the answers that yoga was bringing me, like any other sport, like any other activity. So yoga is a part of me now, but it's so I don't have any advice, but to try maybe. Just go randomly, try anything. You have to vibrate with the instructor. You have to click with the instructor. It's not about yoga. It's about the person who's teaching you. I mean, this is like everything. If you think about mathematics at school, sometimes you hate mathematics, sometimes you love mathematics. It's still mathematics, but it's who's teaching you. So you have to find whoever understands, or I would say, whoever speak a language that you can understand. So once again, It's not about yoga, it's about you. It's about you finding, you looking, and you understanding.
One final question.
Hi. Would you name three things yoga brought into your life, apart of getting your wife, but additional 3 things yoga brought into your life?
I think a form of understanding. I believe I got my switch, what I was like talking before, from knowledge to understanding. I guess I get it from yoga. Yoga is a mirror. Yoga allowed me to look at myself and to look at my weakness, to look at my vulnerability, to look that I'm not perfect and I will never be perfect. I don't need to be perfect. So it really connects you with yourself. And when you're more connecting with yourself, then you start connecting easier with others. It's hard to love someone if you don't love yourself. If every day you look at yourself, you say, no, I'm not enough, I look like crap, overweight, I'm not working out, I mean, all these things. Then, even if someone is here available to give you the love you need, you won't be able to see. So this is what yoga made for me. It just makes me humble in the sense that I start looking at myself.